Venture capitalist Paul Maeder built his reputation through high-tech success stories such as Chipcom, Avid Technologies, and SQA. But Maeder, second from right, also has a strong interest in clean technology and environmental issues. Speaking on this panel at the Broder Beaupre Clean Technology Forum, Maeder offered his views on whether the U.S. is progressing quickly enough toward an environmentally sustainable economy and whether growth should be the future metric of success.
Well, I think we're at the very beginning. Solving this problem is going to require social change, and social change has two characteristics. Number one, it's geometric in growth, and number two, it's vulnerable to stepwise changes. Geometric growth is what drives population. We know how successful we've been as a species at employing geometric growth in population growth. Geometric growth is 2, 4, 8, 16. It means when I fold this paper 10 times, I have 1,000 layers. That's how you make a croissant so flaky. It's extraordinary once it starts. So if I tell or convince 2 people, and they convince 2 each, and they convince 2 each, in 10 generations we have 1,000 people convinced, and another 10 generations we have 1 million, and another 10 generations we have 1 billion. So when that curve starts to take off, it's very, very powerful. Unfortunately, that's also the curve, or the set of curves governing how quickly we're damaging things. So it's going to be a race to the finish. It's going to be a close call. It'll be a kick save if we do it. The step function side is also interesting because that comes about because of leadership, something that we are in dire need of, and it's quite likely that next Tuesday we'll have a step function. We need a bunch more step functions, and we are likely to have them over time. There's a scientist, not John Hansen, but another, who's fairly convincingly demonstrated that the last 3 times the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere went above 360 ppm, there was a flip. There's a nonlinearity that caused an ice age. We're now at 385, as you said, and we're growing fast. And actually, the growth will be geometric. We'll be growing faster and faster over time unless we do something. So I think, you know, you're never going fast enough, but I would never bet against America's ability to turn on a dime and change culturally. And I think it's going to be a really interesting 20, 30, 40 years. I only wish I were alive to see them. In my lifetime, my family's European. We've gone from an age where going home to visit my cousins and relatives involved getting on a ship for a week and getting on a ship for a week to get back. Once we got on the ship, we landed at Le Havre, and then we took the train, and traveling there was an enormous deal. Today, my kids' friends fly to London for a wedding, for a weekend. So this extraordinary shrinkage of the world, they communicate constantly with friends they made from around the world with Facebook, rather than huddling around a phone once a year to get in 30-second conversations with their grandmother in Switzerland, which I did. So in my lifetime, we've seen that change. In my kids' lifetime, we're going to hopefully see a transition to a post-racial society where race and things like what you were talking about are completely irrelevant, and we're about to take a stepwise function in that direction. And I am hopeful that in another 20, 30 years, we'll get to a point where growth is no longer equated with business success. Today, growth is the measure for national and business success. If the GDP doesn't grow faster than 2%, you're in a recession. If China is growing at 8% and we're growing at 2%, they're a powerhouse. I think in our children's lifetime, we'll enter an era where growth is no longer the measure of success. We'll have to come up with other measures, and that will require also social change.